Let us continue playing Motorsport Manager. When we last left off, we're still bankrupt. I mean, honestly, we've been bankrupt for so long, and now it's showing minus 52 a race. Oh, what have we done? I realise we're one sponsor short. That's the only reason why we are, but we are really struggling. Anyway, moving on to happier subjects. We're still 7th and 11th in the championship. We are still 4th in the overall constructors. However, it's likely we're going to lose both of these positions and drop down to 6th, which is still comparable with our first season in the GP3 season. So we're actually kind of on target. The only downside is we don't have the financial clout to actually go and buy the upgrades we need to win the championship next season. So we may be delayed in getting up to the top. We'll see. Car condition upgrade is done. Let's go and have a chat with this. Okay, he's fine with that. So more, yeah, okay, more finances there, which is true, but we're gonna have to wait until we get a bucket load more money. Hey, we have a new sponsor available. Unfortunately, we're not going to take that. We need money per race, and that is what? 1 million up front? Really? We can't afford that. We really can't afford that. Okay. So let's just have a look at our improved part things here. So we're currently working on reliability for our gearbox, which I guess makes sense. However, obviously focusing on this is probably good as well. So let's just... yeah, let's stick with that. We're still getting the plus 8%, so that'll be fine. Upcoming vote. $250,000? You have my support, sir. Hurrah! We're slightly better off. But yeah, we're now going to have to vote for long practice sessions, which in fairness, other than the fact it's going to make my videos much longer, I'm actually okay with. Really? Really? I badly need money per race. Badly need money. I've been bribed. Let's skip to the end and see what happens. So, the GMA themselves will decide and they approve. Okay, so we have longer practice sessions. Hooray! Next vote in 56 days, which will be for the engine development thing, which we probably don't want them to do right now. Okay. New gearbox is built. Let's enjoy the last part we can probably afford to build. Let's get the part improvements, and let's put that on. And since that'll all be done 3 hours before the race, we might as well stick with that. 45% is what it reckons. 18 days, about 2.5% per. Okay, that'll be fine. I guess we probably want to improve it as well, but we'll improve it instead of that. Brakes don't make a difference, they're kind of there already. Alright, continue. Bikes! Oh, somebody's got into bikes. The good news is that does improve our marketability, I guess. Who's in the bikes now? Tally's into racing motorcycles. Okay. So that increases your marketability up a little bit. Does that help our sponsorship level? It does. Downside is we have no level 4 sponsors. And this is the only per race payment we could take. I may have to downgrade my drivers here. I'm looking at Dulasef here, in all honesty. Which is a real shame, because he is actually massively helpful for us, but he is 300,000 a race. It would cost me a lot to get rid of him now, but I'm just going to have to consider getting rid of him. Boateng as well, I guess. But on the Boateng side of things, do we even need a reserve driver, really? Let's just keep going and see what happens. Okay. So part improvement's going well. That's up to 72%. What's Rio focusing on? Okay, so that's useful. And rear wing is also useful. So maybe it's worth putting some extra reliability into our spec engines at this stage. Possibly don't need much, which is why we'll focus on these. And I think we will just get our... Come on. Yeah, 1 point, 1 point. I'm actually happy to just wait those out. Even remove that for the moment. Yeah, get those parts down for the moment. Okay, so now that is done, I can then go and just work on improving the other bits up to where they need to be, which is that. And I guess... just working on the bits that we do need. Gradual improvements and everything else. We're obviously focusing mostly on the suspension rear wing plan. Okay, continue. And travel to Rio de Janeiro, round 8. And one of my favourite circuits, if it's actually based on the proper Spa, not Spa, Interlagos circuit. Spa is the other one I quite like. Belgium, Brazil. I guess the Britain circuit is okay, although it's not really a great one for overtaking. But, oh, it is kind of based on that. Kinda. It's built for the long, long straight in mind, at the very least. Alright, let's go for a 10th or above position. We need to hit these, otherwise we're going to lose money. Yeah, designer, head quarters, upkeep and stuff. So what's our main downsides here? Next tier's car, obviously. We kind of expect that. Chairman payments aren't really enough. We should really have just gone for a higher position. That would have solved us some issues, I'm sure of it. Alright, well, let's fit some parts to the cars. So, we have a new gearbox, which I guess we try to give to somebody. I'd be content. God darn it. These people are really, really awkward to please at times. Alright, fine. We'll go happy content here. So, rear wing is in Dualhair's favour. Engines are the same. Acceleration is the same. Pretty much. So, okay. We'll go with that. How's our car looking anyway on the overall stake of things? We're still kind of terrible. Alright. Do we start saving money now? I mean, it's almost a give-up point at this stage, but we could go for one last rear wing. Wouldn't take very long, doesn't cost very much. We might actually be able to make it good. Well, that's as good as we can make it, so we're going to go with that. Okay, so we are going to get given an ultimatum at this point. Good to know. Can we get away with just that? No. Okay, we've basically been told no. So he's not going to let us get away with this anymore, to be honest. I think I would have told me that a lot sooner based on this season thus far. So, okay, problems are starting to occur. Gonna accept this. That buys me back the 7.5 there. That now will probably allow me to go and design this last rear wing. We're hoping. So, plus 40, plus 50, plus that, Yeah, it was just because we were crossing that 5 million threshold. So there we go. 1 new rear wing. So we're going to have hopefully at least 2 really good components for next year. We hope. 2 out of 5 is going to be okay for us, I think. Anyway, we want to finish 10 for above. We fitted our parts. Let's go racing in Rio. What's throwing me is something is throwing me. It is kind of the Interlagos circuit, but it's got some things that are slightly wrong with it. But mind you, I suppose they couldn't immediately just copy the circuit, so yeah. Yeah, there are definitely shades of it. It's got the long back straight into the into the center S's, I guess. But anyway. So we have Super Softs and we have Ultra Softs again. So maybe we go for our Super Soft strategy a second time here. Just stick on the harder tyres and go for it. Depends how long the Ultra Softs run for, because in Canada we get a good advantage out of this. Alright, let's go ahead and go for a low downforce thing here. Because I don't think... It's got a lot of long straights, so I don't think downforce is going to be too much of a big deal here. Kind of to balance that out, I guess we'll go reasonably high on these. We'll go 69 and 69.75. We'll assume a Canada style setup, and I think we're going to actually go on the Super Softs here. That is a lot of laps different, and the pace isn't too... Okay. So we're going to go slightly off kilter here, and we are going to go straight on the Super Softs. We're going to give up on qualifying again, because honestly, we're giving up on qualifying again. And to see how this goes for us, let's also try slightly more aggressive line from you, I suppose. 75-75, and we'll see how that goes from there. Take practice, pause, and immediately send Tally out. So, we're going for a race trim on Tally here. I say we're giving up on qualifying entirely. We're just getting this race stuff down. So, race trim and Super Softs. We might actually just do the one long race trim and then do some Ultra Soft trim at the end. Just see where we go with this. But let's speed up time and see. It's a slightly longer circuit than Canada, but... yeah, it's got shades of it. I suppose that the end of it is, it's just the start of it that's slightly off in terms of what I consider Canada to be. So the tight left into the center S's and then the long back straight, which isn't there. Which is throwing me. Then it goes into the S's and whatever. Apparently, we've set up good. We've set up good. Okay, we'll go with that. Obviously fastest sector, but obviously going to immediately overhauled as soon as anybody else crosses the line. But we're of course focusing on race pace at the moment rather than quali pace, so we can afford to ignore these to an extent. Alright, race trim level 1, Super Soft level 1. And of course, just like last time, Tally can go for a one-stop strategy on these. One-stop strategy on the harder tyre. We've done this before. We've tried it before. We've also had no weather really affecting the races at any point thus far in this entire season, have we? I'm saying this now because this is one of the few races, I guess, where you could have weather issues. Canada being a possible other one, I guess, but... So here, we've done basically 4 laps and we're at 70%, so these tyres can definitely make the distance here, I think. We've also really run out of this, haven't we? We've already halfway through our time. Working on the slower tyre. Do we just do a double one-stop strategy and just try and get Dulatev and Tally to do this? Maybe with a switch back to Ultra Softs right at the end? Good, good, good. Okay, that's not quite as great as I was expecting. So maybe we start doing qualifying stints with Dulatev. Okay, how would I fix this then? Okay, let's try sticking that up quite insanely high, I guess. Raise the top speed thing, and then adjust the downforce like that. Off you go. Darn it, you were giving me impressions that it was better than what it was. In fact, I don't think I heard anything about your handling. Okay, maybe the handling is too far away from this. I guess we try it like that then. That might be a bit too much, but let's go and try it like that. Yeah, I'm not convinced here, so we might be sending them back out and in again. Just do a quick setup lap and then back in the pits. So that's level 2 and 2. It's a highly focused strategy. We're going to be on the slower tyre for the entirety of it. But we're going to save one pit stop, we hope. Dulatev straight in. Tally straight in. Okay, okay. So we locked onto that. 88%, but our downforce is poor. So, let's go to 48 and let's try it like that. And then just click these back into more or less the right shape. Okay, try it like that. 25 seconds again on the Super Softs. Oh wow, we made that terrible. That is the worst setting I think we've ever set up for any car ever. We did everything wrong. Yep, that is everything wrong. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, clearly more top speed. Clearly more of that. You know, on this is only okay. I'm really slightly concerned, I'll be honest. So that was poor, that was okay, so let's... Yeah, we know lowering the downforce here is quite good, we think. So I think that's a good and good. We'll take that down a couple of clicks, I guess. Where was that? Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's in the middle. Where do we put it on Dulatev's car? I guess we'll try it like that. And again, you're going to go straight back out and straight back in because we need to get this right on Tally's car. Means we're probably giving up level 3, but if Dulatev can get a decent run at the end, maybe we'll do it that. Maybe we'll go on that. Might even send him out for a quali stint here, see if we can just about get level 1. Though I'm doubting it. In any case, he preferred to have a level 3. Except we'd have level 3 on the wrong tyre. Oh, and I forgot to bring it in. God darn it. Alright, Tally, bring in. That's better. Okay. So no point in doing any other things here, I guess. Alright, let's do one click just to... just to try it, we're going to go back one step. Although it's still quite... Okay, we'll go forward one step. In fact, we'll go forward 2 steps and do something like this. There. No idea whether that's going to be better or not, but we'll have a go. And you're staying out to the end now. So 11th, 16th, and we've only really done that one fast run. Apparently people are phasing through us on this lap. Okay, so we made that slightly worse by the look of it there. Great, great, excellent. Oh no, for some reason I thought... Yeah, we had double excellent, good. Okay. So we do want to click that back, the position there. Still haven't exactly perfected the position for that, have we? Maybe go there. Try it like that, maybe? Or do we go the other way and do it like that? And then click that back. This is a tricky one, but... 10 seconds, we'll go like that. I don't know why we're doing this, but I'm just going to anyway. Go like that. Put you on Ultra Soft to see what happens. Ultra Soft and quality trim for no other reason than we haven't really done that yet. So Tally's on an actual lap. She'll finish and hopefully get us to level 3. Though it's looking a little dodgy. Maybe she'll make it. Maybe she'll make it. Apparently not. Darn it, we missed it. By not very much. In fact, I should have sent him out back on that. Oh well. In fairness though, we had the fastest Super Soft run. Not sure what that actually means in the grand scheme of things, but hey. But hey, so here's Rio de Janeiro. It didn't rain during qualifying like it said it was going to, I've also remembered. Oh no, this is qualifying. It is possibly going to rain here. I have no idea what benefit that's going to give us. In fact, there's no benefit we can take here, is there? Unless we want to qualify on Super Softs. Okay, so we know that's the best setup we got there. Ultra Soft tyres, of course. And there. And there. We're going to have multiple runs at this, so I'm thinking we might as well just go out for as many as we can. No point in giving you anything, but you... Why do we no longer have this? If we lose an effect again? Maybe it's because of morale. Alright, fine. Oop. Is it going to force us to select things? We don't want to select things. I mean, yes, all the Super Soft bonuses. That's going to help us. Let's just simulate the session. I'm not even going to bother doing the session here. We're just going to let it do its own thing here. Let's see, where are we ending up? Tally's in 14th. Diltev is in 16th. It's now raining. Alright, well that was the worst qualifying session that we've ever done, and I should really have been in charge of it. Hooray, we've had lots of water on track. That's going to make us so much faster now. That was abysmal. Oh. I'm going to have to learn to get qualifying down. That's just something I'm going to have to do, because it's been the bane of my existence for the second half of this season, is this darn qualifying system. So, 200 grand at stake. Let's go on for this then. So, Super Soft tyres and race trim. We're going to go for tyre changes, and in fact, no, we're going to go Super Soft and race trim. And of course, we're going to start on the Super Softs. 22 laps only. Okay, this is actually a one-stop race regardless of what tyre we're on. Wish I was aware of that, but still, we're going to start on these. We we could even go without refueling, but I think it's still worth doing this. So, just about. Yeah, Tali's going to go 15 laps. I don't know whether this is a good idea or not anymore. I'm going to go 12 laps. Except that we're fairly certain it will go longer than that. So, okay, 14. Okay, this is how we'll do it. Driver strategy, aggressive, aggressive. We might as well burn the heck out of these tyres, so I just don't see a reason not to. Let's get started. And bear with me 2 moments. Oh, and apparently Earth is running. Okay, sorry. Well, lights off, and let's actually have a look at the drivers, shall we? So, it's a bad start by Tali in last place, effectively. Looks like Dilatev's getting squeezed out, is in 17th position. Tali is leaping up the field into 19th. And has overtaken Dilatev, and that is now... We've just dragged each other down now. Okay, well, Dilatev versus Tali then. Already 7 seconds behind the leaders on this silly strategy of ours. Okay, Tali goes down to high. Dilatev can still push on. Kind of needs to, really. We need to get on with this. Get the win if we can. Dilatev then up into... Nope, fails. Okay, let's just speed up time here. Come on, give me something to cheer about. Tali has gotten past Dilatev. Nope. Well, at least they're having a ding-dong battle for 18th. Virtual safety car is active. Okay. Going to ignore that and pause and, of course, go low, 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 low. Managed to just about squeeze a position as well. And there's no point in doing that. It's helping us out a little bit. Okay, here we go. So Tali onto high neutral. Dilatev onto double overtake. And Tali just storms past into 17th. 16th rather. There we go. So Tali's now starting to make some moves. We know her tyres will last the distance here. Unfortunately, our cars are just determined not to stay in positions. Yeah, Dilatev is not making grounds at the moment, so I think we're going to have to cool him off. Try to make these last a long time, I guess. We already know we can last for a one-stop race, so... So let's just let Tali do her thing then. She is currently 17 seconds behind the leaders. That's a gap that's going to keep increasing. And it is still increasing. 18.4, 18.5. Dilatev's just not making the ground we normally expect him to. I know I'm getting him more conservative than Tali at the moment, but... Alright, let's just go for this then. Normal. Same sort of wear rates, same fuel loads-ish. 21 seconds is the gap. How long is a pit stop here? 21 seconds? I doubt anybody's going to be free stopping, or if they are, I doubt they're going to be free stopping as aggressively as we are. Double conserve then. Tali is starting to bring people back into contention here, but she's also bringing herself into a fight, so maybe this isn't the best of bits for this. Let's go high and high. Burn the fuel and see if we can't improve our position that way. In fact, given the tyre wear rates on Tally, we can probably afford to just get double push for a little bit. Because she's done 8 laps and hasn't even got 30% of her car worn at the moment. Diltev is having a little more of a struggle, but he's actually got less distance to go, so let's go double pushing. Let's just now start squeezing this fuel out of the car. We're almost at half distance anyway, so... How is the weather looking? Okay, not getting the same boost from that. We're going to have to start conserving tyres again here just to get some temperature back. And we're pushing the engine hard. We know it's one of the parts that's vulnerable this race, so we don't want to be doing this for too long. But Tally looks like she's lining up the attack. Just not able to make it stick. Alright, so 15th, 16th is our current positions right in this moment. Let's go down to high and high. In fact, high medium now, because now we're at the point where we want to start trying to stretch these times out so we can go straight onto the Ultra Softs and get to the end. They've lasted 10 laps on the leaders, which I'm surprised at. And they're still not coming in. Tally versus Diltev then coming up. And Diltev might as well get a high fuel here. High fuel and medium, because he's only going to last 2 more laps, I think, and then he's going to have to try the Ultra Soft strategy to the victory here, or at least there's something. Everybody's kind of going to go in for one stop, we're sure of it, but we'll be on the faster tyre at the second half of the race. 11 laps to go from the leaders. Unless we go low and just now, I don't know. I don't know whether it's worth doing this. I certainly don't know if it's worth doing it now, but 1 lap then. Could you? Yeah, I think we can make these last. Alright, Diltev is going to pit at the end of this lap on for a new set of Ultra Softs. 10 laps of fuel. And we're just going to let him go. Now it just comes down to whether Diltev can make this work. Okay, the leader has pitted, so this is now... Well, we'll be trying to make this work for ourselves. Tally in 13th. We need to hit top 10, really. Other people are coming in. We have actually gone up to 10th position from all of the other pit stops, and we can last another 2 laps. And I think we can actually afford to push the tyres for the overhaul. We can go overtake on these tyres, actually. Let's start burning them. That was a bad refuel stop as well. And whatever else you do, do not overdo these. Okay, so Tally's still charging. Up to 9th. Up to 8th, actually. Okay. So this is working okay for us. Ultrasoft runners are still out there, which is bizarre to me, because we're pitting at the end of this lap for a new set of Ultrasofts and putting just 8 laps of fuel in the car. Okay, so Tally, this is your absolute push time now. We'll keep an eye on Diltev because we, of course, want him to have the fuel to burn. Up into 16th. Tally up into 7th currently. Showing low fuel warnings, but of course she's only got that 1 bit of lap to go. Up into 6th. She's charging up the field now. It's only the super soft runners around her, and one of those is on new tyres. Halts on a new fastest lap. In comes Tally then. Okay. Tally, let's go low and low just while we're in here. Okay. Save the fuel, save the fuel. Right, burn the fuel, burn the tyres. Because we don't have to go very far with this to make this work. So where is Tally overall then? Tally's in 16th, Dulcev's in 15th. And we've got 8 laps to go. Alright, Dulcev, we need to basically drive ourselves back into position here if we can. So that's why I'm allowing Tally the push here, because he's smoother on the tyres normally anyway. And as soon as Dulcev hits that point, he has. Now it's whether we can get the advantage here. And there... Oh, it just seemed to hit like a brick wall there and lose time. Stuck behind that guy in 12th. But now we're genuinely fighting positions now. Dulcev, I want you to allow your teammate through. Your teammate has more fuel. More fuel, more tyres. And definitely more chance. And here we come. Up into 10th. Up into 10th, 11th. Okay. So that's okay. We've got one more car ahead who might fall back, but now we need to hold each of these positions. Or at least Tally does. Tally still has excess fuel, but I think she's at the limit of that excess fuel now, so we'll go downgrade to medium. And keep going like this. So Dulcev, 11th place, not too far behind us at the moment. 5 laps of fuel remaining. We have a little bit in excess to burn. And that is 8th place there. And we're straight through. Ultrasoft faster than Supersoft, and there's a few Supersofts ahead of us. Are there enough? There are 4 Supersoft runners ahead of us, so if we can stick with Nightingale, we might actually, towards the late stages, possibly bring Tally into the points here. Dulcev, though, has got problems. Let's go conserve. Let's also go neutral on Tally here, because those Ultrasofts have not lasted very well, have I? Engine feels down on power. We do not want to hear that right now. Goddamn spec engines. No, I don't think we're gaining any. We are gaining on the leaders, though. We are faster than the leaders right this moment. 4th place is on the same straight as us. Maybe we could power through this. See, that is up to 5th there. That is up to 5th in those positions just ahead of us. And we are closing in on it. There is 7th, 6th and 5th all in a row. And I think now is the time when we're going to start bringing the hammer down. High, high. Everybody else has been conservative. Okay. This is overtake fuel time. 2 laps to go then. 2 laps of fuel on the Ultrasoft tyres, up to 7th place. Okay. 1 down, 2 to go. I'm just keeping a close eye on Tally's percentage here. At 25, they go off the cliff. 1 lap to go after this. Let's go neutral for at least a little bit, and then 1 last lap. Okay, we are out of spare fuel. In fact, we might actually have real fuel problems if we go any further than this. Can we get any higher up the field? Don't think we can. You're on the last lap. You might as well just go out on the blaze of glory here. I think Tally might have to now just conserve fuel. But there it is. There's 5th. Just there. We're going to run out of fuel, aren't we? Yeah, we hit 7th. Just ran out of fuel on the line. Dulcev actually gained a position back right at the end. 7th and 10th. There, but for a bad qualifying session. And 2 cars that we don't really want to be scoring points did score points. But not our closest rivals, I don't think. At least not our closest rivals for the position that are beneath us. Okay, McNeil are now becoming a threat for 4th place. 3 rounds to go then. 9, 10, 11. He's not the best. Well, the team probably is the best in all fairness. How are we ranked against this? We all have the best car, but apparently they've got really rubbish everything else. We're only rated 2 stars. I consider that partial insult. We are the only team that has a level 2 upgrade thing here. Mind you, the only team with a double level 4 upgrade here is actually in last place. And we might be seeing them in the championship next season here. We wish we had 5-star fuel efficiency. Actually, this is quite a good little chart here to just work out where we are. So we know we're good on tyre wear. We've always known we were there or thereabouts on tyre wear, which is a surprise in a few ways. Well, overall, I say that's good to know. Good information gained. But 3 races to go. Money is becoming a problem, as it always is. But new sponsor targets are going to come in. That should hopefully give us some positions. Morale should hopefully have gone down. Darn it. We lost money on that race. I don't think we can build anything more. I really don't think we can build anything more now. I think that's it in terms of car development, and it might also be it in terms of saving money for next year's car. I might have to save it for now. How angry would you be if I request additional funds? And you wouldn't give me that much. 1.5 is not enough in the grand scheme of things. I may have to consider cutting some people. This level 3 factory is $250,000 a race to keep going. No, honestly though, I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I just wish we had a better tour centre, which is only getting us 73,000. God darn it, we need more tourists. More of them. But I think that's based directly on our marketability. I should have just built more facilities. I should have done that. But still, the headquarters is good. It's the second best on the grid, so I have to take something from that. But I will say until next time when we go to Sydney, and it's going to be a wet race. Hooray! We haven't had one of those in ages. So until next time.